When I woke up Saturday morning, I have an app on my phone from my frequent trips to Israel, and I didn't realize that I still had the red alert on. And so there were a number of rocket attacks that it comes up on the phone, get these alerts. But I had no idea because these are not, this happens a fair amount. But the volume then began to increase, and then I knew this was something different. And by the day's end, the world had witnessed the largest single-day massacre of Jews since the Holocaust, because it wasn't just rockets, it was an invasion. With their country now at war, how are Israelis responding? And what can we expect in the days ahead? Joining me now from Israel with an update is the primary engineer behind Israel's Iron Dome missile defense system, which I've seen in action myself. He is a rocket scientist, Dr. Ari Sacher. He is a senior policy advisor for our friends at the U.S. Israel Education Association, also works for a large Israeli defense contractor. Dr. Sacher, welcome to Washington Watch. Good to see you again.
Good to see you, Tony.
Been praying for you and all of our friends there in Israel. Give us the latest now that, things, it sounds as if the IDF has retaken most of the territory, but we're still seeing the rockets coming in.
Yeah. There were about at least 1,500 Hamas operatives. Hamas is the terror organization that runs and administers Gaza. Gaza is surrounded by a huge fence. They breached the fence. They low-teched us. Maybe if I have time, I might talk about that. And they just low-teched us, and they swarmed into the country, and they just entered 22 different towns, committed atrocities of every way, shape, and form, murdered, raped, and took hostages back to Gaza. We didn't get our footing until later on in the afternoon. They knocked out our methods of communication and our observation towers. They weren't really sure what was going on. It took us the better part of 2 days to clean out the area. What you're seeing over there, by the way, is this is the fire that Tony was talking about. It happened about 6:30 in the morning our time. What you see underneath it are paragliders that came in. The fire was really a diversion tactic to get our fire. We're used to rocket fire. We can live with that. Iron Dome was really rendered it a nuisance. But these terrorists came in, and they also breached the fence. We have since cleared out all of the areas. We are now counting our dead. We're now burying our dead in another half hour. One of the dead from my town up north will be taken out to be buried. We are all leaving our houses and standing on the street with Israeli flags as they take him to his final burial place.
Let me ask you about that, Ari, because you have several adult children that are in the IDF, and Israel's been kind of divided, a lot of political turmoil in the last few years, but now they are united. They had more men and women showing up that were called up in the military than they had room for.
They had 150% of the people that they called actually showed up. And what's amazing was that we were a country for the last better part of the year. We were a country that was our society was fraying. Many people felt that we were on the verge of a civil war. The government was trying to pass laws that would change judicial reform laws, and there was an outcry. People were saying, "Oh, we're not going to do reserve duty anymore." But when this happened, all of that was thrown aside, and one of two things could have happened: the country could have just imploded, or we could have been galvanized. And what happened was we became galvanized. I dropped my son off on Saturday night at his point of meeting where his unit met. There were so many cars. There were thousands of cars. There was nowhere to park my car. He had to walk 15 minutes to get where he needed to get. And he was walking with throngs of people of every way, shape, every type of Israeli, the Orthodox, the non-Orthodox, people with side locks, people that are bald with tattoos. We were all going for that purpose. And since then, there's just been an onslaught of Israelis inundating my sons are sending messages: stop bringing us food, stop bringing us supplies. There's nowhere to put it anymore. This country has been galvanized, and we are not looking for retribution, because, Tony, you can't ask for retribution for what happened. We're looking to rid the world of Hamas, looking to exterminate Hamas, and we are well and truly going down that path. It's a horrific word to use, but after what they did, they've shown that you act like subhumans, you will be treated like subhumans. And the IDF is well and truly capable of doing what it needs to do.
Well, I've been around the Prime Minister a number of times, met with him on multiple trips there to Israel, and I sensed in his voice yesterday a determination. As he said, we didn't start this, but we will finish it. And I know when Israelis make commitments like that, they follow through. So know that our folks here in the United States, Christians, evangelicals, as you and I have talked about before, have a great love for Israel and for our Jewish friends, and we're going to be praying for you and for the country. And I appreciate you taking time to join us tonight, Ari.
Very much, Tony.